You're a year in now, and the speed is under control. But something else has started going wrong. It begins with conversations. You're sitting across from someone you know, trying to have a normal exchange, but your brain is now processing everything at a speed that makes regular talking look like it's running through water. You watch their mouth move between each word with a gap that your brain fills with several seconds of waiting. So you start finishing their sentences before they get there. Or you answer before they've finished asking, and they pull back with their face changing in a way that says something is wrong with you. You can see it happening, and you can't stop it, because your brain has been permanently changed by the Speed Force, so that even at rest it runs faster than it used to. That's called tachypsychia. It's a permanent low-level state, where your brain processes everything slightly faster than normal, even when your legs are still. So the world around you always looks a little slower than it should. The longer you have the speed, the wider that gap gets. But the bigger problem is time. Every long run you take adds experience time to your body that nobody around you shares. So a close friend who you've known for 2 years has lived 2 years since the lightning hit, while you've lived something closer to 4. You watch them move through their life at a pace that now looks slow to you, with their habits and plans unfolding on a timeline you've already outpaced without going anywhere. You're standing next to them, and you're already somewhere else. You try to close that gap by staying still more, running less, but your legs start shaking when you hold back too long. So staying still isn't really an option anymore. And someone out there has just figured out that the thing making you fast is also the thing that makes you easy to trap. You're a year and a half in now, and someone has been watching you long enough to understand exactly how you work. You get a message telling you that a person you care about has been taken to a building on the east side of the city. So you do what you always do when someone needs help fast, and you run. You go through the front of the building with your legs already at full speed, and the corridor inside is long and straight, which is exactly what someone who knows how you move would design. So you keep going. Then, the walls on both sides of the corridor light up with a series of electromagnetic panels running from floor to ceiling. And the Speed Force energy running through your body reacts to them the way a wire reacts to a magnet, pulling outward from your cells in sections, like someone is pulling a thread out of fabric one piece at a time. Your legs stop moving. You drop forward onto the floor of the corridor with your arms out flat and your body still. That is the first time you have ever been stopped by something other than your own legs deciding to slow down. It takes several minutes before the Speed Force starts pushing back through your cells and your arms start working again. And by the time you get up and get out, the person who set the trap is already gone. But the physical damage is the part that stays with you. The sections of your body that were closest to the panels have patches of skin sitting open, scraped back by the energy pull the same way high-speed air scrapes the surface layer off your arms. It heals, but slowly this time, because the Speed Force itself took the hit and needs time to rebuild in those areas first. And now, you know something you didn't know before. The Speed Force doesn't just give you the power. It is the power. And if someone pulls enough of it out of your body, there will come a point where it takes you with it. 2 years in now, and the body has started keeping a record of everything you've put it through. Your hands are the most visible part. The bones across your knuckles and down through your fingers have thickened from 2 years of high-impact stops, with the joints sitting slightly wider than they used to, so that your hands look like someone else's when you hold them out flat. A doctor looks at the scans and tells you the density is unlike anything in the medical literature, which is another way of saying your skeleton has been quietly rebuilding itself to handle forces it was never designed for. Your resting heart rate is so high that the monitor in the clinic keeps flagging it as an error and trying to recalibrate, so the doctor switches it off and just writes the number down by hand. Then the speed mirage starts. It happens for the first time while you're standing on a street corner waiting to cross, and you see a copy of yourself standing half a second ahead of where you are, with its legs already moving in the direction you're about to go. It's not a reflection, and it's not a shadow. It's your own body projected forward in time by the Speed Force, which is building a navigation system into your perception, because your legs now move faster than your eyes can track. From the outside, someone watching you at that moment would see 2 versions of you briefly occupying different points on the pavement at the same time. That's the moment you understand that the Speed Force is no longer just something you use. It is actively changing the way your body works at a level you have no control over, and the changes are accelerating. The confrontation you've been building toward finally arrives, and to end it, you push harder than you ever have before. You win. But when you stop, your body starts passing through the wall behind you. 2.5 years in now, and the phasing has been happening on its own for weeks. It starts small, with your hand passing through a door handle when you reach for it, or your shoulder going through the frame of a doorway when you walk too close to the edge. Each time it happens, you pull back, and your body returns to solid matter on its own. So you learn to move carefully and keep your contact with surfaces deliberate. But the episodes are getting longer, and the gaps between them are getting shorter, so the careful movement stops being enough. On an ordinary afternoon, with nothing in front of you, no crisis, no reason to run, your legs start moving without you telling them to. That's the thing about the Speed Force after 2.5 years. It stops asking. Your legs accelerate through the first threshold before your brain has finished registering that you're moving, with your suit shredding off your body in the first 2 seconds the way it always does at that speed. And then the skin on your forearms goes next, scraped away by the air the same way it was the first time you pushed past the limit on that highway. But this time, the Speed Force doesn't pull the damage back. It pulls you forward instead. Your body hits the second threshold, and the phasing starts across your whole frame at once, with your physical matter vibrating at a rate that takes you out of contact with the ground, so your feet stop leaving marks on the road. A person standing on the pavement nearby watches you accelerate, and then simply stop being there. Mid-stride, with your outline going from solid to faint to gone in under a second. There is no explosion. There is no final moment. The lightning bolt that hit you 2.5 years ago in Central City found you, and now it's just finished the job.